Good Wednesday morning, everyone. It's your boy Savar Matner back again with a lot of videos today. I'm dropping a lot of shit on Wednesday because it's my off day. Middle of the week, Wednesdays, it's going my off day. So I try to do all my content videos on Wednesdays. If anyone been following the channel long enough, you guys know I usually do that on Wednesday. This video today, I'm going to tell you guys a little story about what happened to me on my way to Texas this past weekend, weekend before last. So most of you guys that follow me on Facebook, and it's not a lot, I got a couple of you guys that follow me on Facebook, you guys know the story. And this is a big shout out to ESS, by the way, out in Chandler, Arizona. Big shout out to you guys. Because I for sure thought that I wasn't going to get the part that I needed until I got back to my destination here at my home here the following week. But long story short, I got up 2 Fridays ago. And when I said I was checking the oil in my centrifugal supercharger, the ESS G2 head unit. And, you know, I took the dipstick out and the oil was getting ready to be changed anyway. I had maybe another 2,000 miles tops on the oil before I knew I needed to change it. So I took the dipstick out and looked at the content on the dipstick. Still at level, no biggie. Still had a little pinkish to it, even though it was more like a red wine look to it, texture to it. I'm like, I just got 800 miles to drive to my destination. I'll change it when I get to Texas, or I'll change it when I get back. I know I have about 2,000 to 2,500 miles to play with to the 7,500 mile mark, where they recommend you change the oil because the viscosity in the oil will start to deteriorate and degrade and all that, and then you'll have a problem with the supercharger not being properly lubricated. So I put the dipstick back in and I over tightened the dipstick. And I didn't realize that I already got snug. I was trying to rush, trying to get everything done. I was pretty much doing PCS on the car pretty damn much before I got ready to hit the goddamn road. Primary maintenance on the car. So I snapped the head on the oil stick, right? And I'm like, fuck, on the dipsticks. I'm like, fuck. Well, luckily the rubber seal was still intact on the head of the top. So I ended up pretty much putting the top back in there, right? Try to get as tight as I could, right? I knew that rubber seal under vacuum, it was going to be a seal tight seal. And I'll put some electric tape around it. I say, fuck it. I email the guys at ESS and see what they can do for me. See if they can give me a part. See if I can have it shipped here to my home. So when I get back, it's here, or I see if they can ship it to me on my way to Texas. So long story short, as I'm heading to Texas, I went to emailing ESS. Now I email Brevon's old account. Now, for those of you that don't know, I just found out Brevon's no longer with ESS. From what I was told on the phone when I called customer service, they told me to email customer service. So the email still had Brevon's name in it, of course. So this before I found this out. So I emailed that particular email, reached out, you know, and I'm going to put all this on here unedited. So I assume it was probably Brevon, but I was told that Brevon's no longer working there. So somebody's using the account, I guess. Don't really matter. I got what I needed out the goddamn deal. So I emailed the account and explained what happened. And then, matter of fact, I emailed customer service after I emailed Brevon. I emailed the Brevon account first and emailed customer service. And so the next thing I know, I'm coming through Mobile, Alabama, and I get an email back. I had just stopped and got some gas. And I can't assume it was Brevon. I don't know, but it's the Brevon email account. I'm going to say, but Brevon emailed me back. I'm not for sure. But they were like, yeah, we can get that to you. What's the address? So I asked them if they could forward it to my address in Texas that we're heading to, because I'm currently heading away to bury my uncle, and pretty much, well, not to bury my uncle, but to attend his funeral. He got cremated, but to see if he can get it there tomorrow overnight, because I'll be getting there, you know, Friday night. And so next thing I know, I get an email back, no problem. About an hour later, I get another email back. Here is the tracking number. It's on its way. And then I'm like, okay, thanks a million. And then I reached back and asked how much do it cost, and I never got a response back. I guess I'm like, hey, just an oil stick, no problem. It's a courtesy one-time thing. Maybe your head unit's under warranty, one-time thing. But I got it the next day. It came in Saturday to my address that I was at in my hometown of Brenham in Texas. And on my Facebook page, a few of you guys seen, I put it on and I gave a shout out to ESS via my Facebook page because they didn't have to do that. So I don't know if it was Brevin or somebody that got the account and still in Brevin's email. I don't know. But all I know is I reached out to ESS. I got it within 24 hours. Not a problem. And they didn't charge me a dime. I'm not saying they'll do that for you, but I explained my situation. I was indeed traveling. I'm like, if you can send it here, that would be great. If you can't, just send it to my home address here. I would get it when I get back because I was checking the ESS supercharger as I would stop. I would make sure I wasn't leaking the oil through the tape with nothing wonky going on. And I didn't have an issue with the snap top all the way to Texas. And then I put the new one on and drove all the way back. Not a leak. Anything of that nature there. So big shout out to ESS. That's a story that I wanted to share with you guys. And, you know, they're doing amazing work with the centrifugal superchargers. I finally got mine dialed in just last year. It's been dialed in, but I had a blow-off valve issue that will cause my air-to-fuel ratio to be a little wonky because I was under the impression to close the blow-off valve, but you follow the instructions of the blow-off valve. It's for a turbo application, not a supercharger application. They deliver power the same. Well, they don't even deliver power the same. They just superchargers runs on belts. Turbos run on exhaust. Turbos have wastegates where superchargers don't. Therefore, with a blow-off valve with a turbo, you can have it closed because the wastegate is going to regulate the boost pressure. So if it senses that, hey, the turbo's making 7 pounds of boost at idle, the wastegates are open and they'll let the exhaust gas dump on out so you won't overspool. And then once you make boost as you're driving, once the engine starts making boost as you're driving, once you relieve the pressure, the blow-off valve should sense that, and that will open up as the wastegate is closed because now it's leaving pressure through the blow-off valve. But with a supercharger, have to leave it open. And guys, night and day difference. It's a night and day difference. One of the guys in my last video was commenting. I'm gonna give him a big shout out. He lives in the same area I live in. He pretty much told me, yeah, you know, this is what you need to do. So I did. I put it back on spring pressure. And any one of these combos that you guys see in this picture here do not work on these centrifugal superchargers. Please don't use spacers. Leave the stock spring in there. If it's open at idle all the way, it's open at idle. The spacers is designed for turbo application cars to be closed at vacuum, not open at idle, but closed. That's what they're designed for. I had crappy drivability taking off from idle to drive. Like, it will be real snappy. And then when I took the big one out, the big one was horrible. Like, the moment you get on the gas, it will close up and like it. And that might have been why my transmission went out. Now that I think about it, but it would drive horrible at idle. It would, I couldn't figure out why. I never blamed the tune because the car drove so well. Versus it, you know, staying at idle. It drove very good. I had a lot of back popping issues, but that was because I had a lot of unfiltered air getting in, fuel injectors wigging out, unburned fuel around the catalytic converter, so shit was just popping every goddamn where, right? But now that I got it back open, just on spring pressure, I don't have none of that. If it is a pop, it's a normal pop, you know, like very normal coyote type shit. So guys, don't leave the blow-off valve alone for us centrifugal guys. If we're got an ESS kit or the Pro Charger kit, leave the blow-off valves open at idle. Please take my advice. I pretty much been experimenting for the last year on why my car was rough idling, and it was because of the blow-off valve. You would think that it's open with the spacer, but with the spacer, it's only opening so much at idle. So you still got air getting out, but air getting past the blow-off valve, getting into the throttle past my mass airflow, getting before. So the mass airflow is telling ECU, hey, I need more fuel, because it's waves of air, not consistent air, but waves of pulsating air getting in. And so the car will wig out. It's wigging out. I ain't had that problem since. So big shout out to the guy in my comment section on this last video. I really appreciate it, man. And that's what I mean about the Coyote community, man. And guys that got the same setup on their cars and stuff, they reach back out to you and say, hey, you made a mistake. And luckily, I caught my mistake. Big shout out to Alejandro Flores at Lund. He tuned my car last year. He's the one that dialed it in and everything last year. And I pretty much went on his chat dropped some money and told him, hey, I'm having a debate with a guy right now. I told him the blow about need to be close to idle. And I didn't specify that I had a centrifugal. He just knew, he remembered my name. Like, hey, well, whoa, Savar, hey, hold up. Now, you have a centrifugal. No, dude, you lose this argument. So, because of him, he got me squared away, which I will be sending you logs today, Alex. I meant to do it yesterday, send you logs so you can look at the stuff and make sure everything, I'm pretty sure it's legit. Everything should be legit. But other than that, before I go, let me address some haters of Lund real quick, okay? And Lund's not paying me. This the second time this done happened to me this year, believe it or not. So on my way back home this morning, I took my daughter to school. I made a quick stop at the local Walmart, okay? Right there, got me a case of water. Seem like you Honda Civic guys love to hang out at Walmart. I'm coming out. Honda pulled in, parked right across from me. I cranked my car up. He hears the blower on the car. Automatically, he had to know, hey, man, what you got did to the car? I didn't tell him everything, just basic stuff, you know. How much power you making? I haven't had a dyno over a year. This month is going to the dyno. Evolve tuning. I'm going to take it out there. But I told him over 600 because I'm pretty sure it's over 600. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have touched 600 last year had they revved it on out, but it's over 6 now for sure. All I got did to the car, it's over 6. And if I'm pegging a number in my mind, 630, 640, easy. It's over 600 to the tire. So he was like, who tuned it? I said, oh, Lund. That's since 2019. Since I had my first 5.0 GT in 2019, it's been tuned by Lund. This is my second GT, but my first supercharged GT. It's been tuned by Lund. Matter of fact, I think Dakota tuned my orange one, and then Alex, but Dakota tuned my orange one. Then I think Dakota tuned the red one when it was E85, but once I got it supercharged, I remember Alex was doing a lot of supercharged stuff with ESS. Once I got it supercharged and I sent that information to those guys, Alex hit me back with all of my, I did street tuning. So he sent me all the tunes for the street tune, you know, the revisions and everything to do, the bass tune, where it's RPM limited, all that. Alex did all that for me. Had it dialed in within 3 revisions. And he gave me a bonus one for some clutch work. Nothing too crazy, right? Had the car dialed in, no fucking problem, right? So I pretty much told him Lund. He was like, oh, that's garbage. So I asked him, well, what you got done to your Civic? He didn't want to tell me. He gets in his car after he just pulled up. Gets in his car, cranks it up. VTEC. All you hear is fucking fart can pops. And then he proceeds to try to do a front rear peel off down the little old parking lot area in Walmart. You know, little aisle roads in Walmart. He goes down it. So he pulls back up, and I'm laughing. He goes, what's so funny? I can dust you. I'm like, dude, you barely making 300 to the tires. Barely making 300 to the tires. You calling Lund trash. You know, and I told him, you're the second Civic guy that said that shit, but I never see you guys around prowling out, racing any of these coyotes at night. Never, ever. Never, ever. And the ones that do make some serious power, they're not street legal. They take them to the drag strip. Them the gutted Civics with the built engines, making well over 500, 600 to the tire. In some cases, 700 to the tire. Of course, I ain't gonna beat a 10 can like that. But you're barely making 300-something horsepower, and you're trying to race me? So when I asked him to line up, I ain't got nothing better to do right now. I'm heading home. My wife's off there. I ain't got nothing better to do. Line up. I'll whoop your ass quick and then go home and make these videos. You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems. And went around into Walmart. You Civic guys, stay in your fucking lane. All right? If you ain't making 700, 800, well, at least 500. If you ain't making 500 horsepower in a gutted Civic, racing it, and actually whooping some coyotes, stay in your fucking lane. Just stay in your fucking lane. A boosted coyote will run circles around you fucks. There are some coyotes in this area that I live in that make easily 900 to 1,000 horsepower. Easily. Easily. And most of them are automatics. You're not going to fuck with that with the 10 or 80. Sorry. You're not going to fuck with it. Stick shift guys, you might get us because we have to shift. But that automatic motherfucker making 900 to 1,000 horsepower, you're not gonna fuck with it. You won't even come close. So I just had to put it out there, man. You guys always rag on Lund, but let me tell you something about Lund. Lund has been good to me. Anytime I reached out to those guys at Lund, most time it's Alex because he had my last ticket. Yeah, I doubt he closed it, but if he did, then if it's Dakota, I can't never think of the other guy I worked there, or Junior, Lund Junior. I always get a response. I got a response from Lund Senior one time. About my Engage. When my first Engage failed, he sent me the connector piece to hook back up to my ODB because that had failed. Lund Senior did. They always reach back out to the customer, especially the customer's loyal and they know you. They didn't see your name a few times across there. And you never steered them wrong or never went off on because of an issue with a tune. Always been quick to respond. Always been nice to respond. Always. I never had a problem. I'm loyal to them. If I get another Mustang, I'm going to Lund. I'm not fucking with nobody else. I'm loyal to them. So when you're down talking the guys that tune my shit, that can probably crush your shit, that's a problem. That's some haterade going on. You don't see me bad-mouthing Mopar or any other of them other tuners out there that tune Dodge, a Palm Beach Dyno. Whoever tune your shit, may the best tune shit wins, motherfucker. But ragging on my shit that you can't afford, yeah, that's a problem now. And then don't have the fucking chachachas or the frijoles to win. The muchachas or the frijoles to fucking win. You ain't got the huevos, motherfucker. Think I'm saying words right. You don't have the grapefruits to fucking win, bitch. You want to line up. You want to run them. But that's fine. Anyway, I'm done talking about that shit. I got other videos to make. I got to talk about Lizzo and her lawsuit. I got to talk about Zahana Dor, right? Dying on a vegan diet, right? I got to talk about my workout videos. I got to put them together today. They're going to be dropping today. Part 1 and 2 together as one. And what else? There's something else I need to talk about. It might come to me after I make the videos. But other than that, guys, hope you guys have a good one. Let me get done with these next videos. And I'm out, guys. Peace.